me ask you about your housing plan to use federal lands. Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, when the Conservatives ran on this in 2019, they ridiculed the idea. When the Conservatives ran on this idea in 2021, they ridiculed the idea. When you started talking about it, your rallies, they ridiculed the idea. Now they're saying they want to do it. But, and here's the but, uh, they don't want to sell the land to developers to build homes. They want to lease out the land. And they're also using very bizarre parcels. I mean, this is something the Canada Land Company has been doing for years. I used to live onto a whole subdivision that was built behind my townhouse in Ottawa that was built on government land. But Justin Trudeau took your idea and said, let's do what Pierre's talking about, use government lands, but we'll lease it. You will own nothing and be happy, seems to be his philosophy on this. Why do you prefer your plan, which he says only helps greedy developers and screws over taxpayers? Why do you prefer your plan to his?
Well, because it gives Canadians what they want, which is to own a home. And this is a big, this is a really important insight into Justin Trudeau's radical ideology, where he says he admires Fidel Castro and the basic communist dictatorship, and he admires the WEF, which says you'll own nothing and be happy. He doesn't want you to own your home. He wants you to live in a government housing project. And so I'm saying, no, people want to actually buy the home and own the dirt and build a future, not live as a permanent tenant to the government in Ottawa. Can you imagine that? Like, Justin Trudeau wants you to be a tenant of the federal government. I want you to own your home. That's the big difference. So, Trudeau says private developers are scary. Well, every suburb in Canada was built by a private developer. Who does he think built Mississauga and Brampton and Barrhaven and Southwest Calgary? Well, it was developers. And sure, are they going to charge as much as they can? Yes, they will. And what stops them? Competition. Having as many developers as possible competing with each other for buyers. The more they're building, the more they have to lower their prices to sell their homes. So that's one of the reasons. When I say build the homes, it's actually not really great news for the developers, because they have to compete more when there's more supply. It's good news for the buyer. So I want to rapidly sell off 15% of all federal buildings. That's 6,000 buildings and thousands upon thousands of acres of federal land. And I'll put a covenant on it that land and those buildings have to be turned into housing, or the government will get the land back. That's a basic covenant you can put on the sale of any asset. And we'll do it fast. That's how we're going to build the homes that people can buy.